said it was over for you. Not in loud declarations, not in grand speeches. No, their betrayal was quieter than that. A slow, creeping dismissal. They stopped checking in, stopped mentioning your name in rooms where it once held weight, stopped believing you had another fight left in you. At first, you told yourself it didn't matter, that you didn't need their validation. But late at night, when the world was quiet, you felt it. The sting of their absence, the weight of their doubt pressing down on your chest. You remembered the moments that broke you, the failures that came like relentless waves, each one dragging you deeper. The times you fought with everything you had only to come up short. The nights when you sat alone, staring at your reflection, wondering if maybe they were right. Maybe this was the end. But then something shifted. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it wasn't some divine revelation, it was a whisper. A small, burning ember deep inside you that refused to go out. A voice that had been drowned out by the noise of the world, by the laughter of those who left, by the echoes of your own self-doubt. But now, in the silence, you could hear it again. Get up. Not for them, not for their approval. Not for the chance to prove them wrong. For yourself. Because you were never meant to fade away. You were never meant to be the forgotten name in someone else's story. You were built for more. And every loss, every failure, every scar, they weren't signs of weakness. They were fuel. And now it was time to burn. You didn't start with a roar. You didn't announce your return. There was no dramatic declaration, no grand speech about redemption. You started in silence, one small step, then another, then another. They didn't see you waking up before the sun, body aching but mind sharper than ever. They didn't hear the quiet struggle, the grind, the relentless discipline of a person who had nothing left to lose. They didn't think of you with cold, unproductive discipline. They didn't hear your cold statements. You trained when they rested. You worked while they wasted time. You sharpened your mind, your body, your soul into something unbreakable. And while they were busy underestimating you, something dangerous was happening. You were coming back, not as the person they remembered, the one who second-guessed, who hesitated, who carried the weight of their approval like a chain around his neck. No, that version of you was dead. This not fueled by rage, not driven by the need for revenge, just purpose. Being powerless, not fueled by rage, not driven by the need for revenge, just purpose. This was something else, something bold. They thought they buried you. What they didn't realize was that you weren't a fallen man. You were a seed. And now you were growing. Pain became your closest companion. It was there when you woke up before dawn, muscles screaming from the relentless training you put yourself through. It was there in the quiet moments when self-doubt tried to claw its way back into your mind. It was there every time you looked in the mirror and saw the war you were fighting against yourself, but you didn't run from it. No, you embraced it. You let it carve away the weakness, the hesitation, the old ghosts that tried to haunt you. You took every ounce of suffering and fed it into the fire. You didn't flinch. You didn't complain. You didn't make excuses, because you understood something now, something most people never will. Comfort breeds mediocrity, pain creates legends, and you weren't here to be ordinary, so you kept going. Through the exhaustion, through the broken nights, through the silence of being forgotten, you kept moving forward. One more rep, one more push, one more hour when your body screamed for rest, when your mind whispered that maybe you should stop. But stopping wasn't an option anymore, because now something had shifted. The ember inside you wasn't just burning, it was raging. It wasn't about proving them wrong anymore. It wasn't about making them see. It was about something deeper. It was about becoming undeniable. And when the time came, when you stepped back into the world, they wouldn't just see you, they would feel you. Because this time, there would be no warning, no second chances, no mercy. You stopped explaining yourself. There was a time when you wanted them to understand, a time when you cared what they thought, when their approval felt like something worth chasing. That time was gone, because you realized something brutal, something liberating. Most people don't care. They don't care about your struggle, your pain, your journey. They only care about results. They only care about the winner standing at the end. So you let go. You stopped justifying the early mornings, the long nights, the obsession they didn't understand. You stopped waiting for someone to acknowledge the fire inside you, because you didn't need their validation. You just needed the work. Every day, the distance between you and the world grew. The noise of their doubts faded. The weight of their opinions vanished. And in that silence, something terrifying was born. Focus. A focus so sharp it cut through every distraction, every excuse, every moment of hesitation. The world kept moving around you, people wasting time, people making excuses, people searching for shortcuts. But you were somewhere else. In the dark, in the grind, in the unrelenting pursuit of something they would never understand. And while they were busy talking, you were becoming something they wouldn't recognize. Something relentless, something unstoppable, something inevitable. They had no idea what was coming. Because the thing about a true comeback, it doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with warnings, with previews, with explanations. It arrives like thunder in a quiet sky. Sudden, unapologetic, unstoppable. And you were done playing by their rules. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more hesitation. No more looking back. Every day, every hour, every second, they didn't see what you were building. They didn't see the sweat pouring off you in the early mornings when the rest of the world was still asleep. They didn't see the way your hands shook, not from weakness, but from the sheer force of your will pushing past its limits. They didn't hear the sound of your breath in the dead of night, steady and controlled, as you taught yourself to endure what would break most people. But they were about to, because you weren't just coming back. You were coming back as something else. Not the same person they underestimated. Not the same person they left behind. That person was gone. In his place stood something raw, something dangerous, not reckless, not emotional, just precise, controlled, inevitable. And when they finally looked up, when they finally realized their mistake, it wouldn't be with laughter, it would be with fear. Because the storm had arrived, and this time, nothing would stop you. They counted you out. They erased your name from their conversations, left you behind, made peace with the idea that you would never rise again. You were fallen, the forgotten, the mistake they used as a warning to others. They pitied you at first, then they mocked you. Then, worst of all, they stopped thinking about you altogether. That's the part that stayed with you. Not the words, not the laughter, the silence. Like you never even existed, and maybe for a moment you started to believe it too. The nights were long, The days blurred together. You saw yourself in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back. You felt the weight of everything, the failures, the betrayals, the choices that led you to this moment. And for a second, just a second, you thought maybe they were right. Maybe you were finished. But then, something shifted. At first it was small, a whisper, a flicker of something old, something primal. And then it grew. Because here's the truth they never understood. People like you don't break. People like you don't stay down. You don't fade away. You rebuild. Brick by brick, scar by scar. You get up, even when every bone in your body tells you to stay down. You push forward, even when the weight of the past tries to drag you back. You keep moving, even when every single person has given up on you. Because the war isn't over, not even close. This is where it begins. They thought they buried you. What they didn't realize was that you weren't buried. You were planted. And now you rise. Not the same as before, not softer, not kinder. No, you rise as something else. Something colder, sharper, relentless. You don't ask for a seat at the table. You build your own. You don't beg for respect. You take it. You don't seek approval. You become undeniable. They'll hear your name again, not in whispers, not in pity, but in fear. Because you're not just coming back, you're coming back as a force of nature. And when you arrive, when they finally see what's been building in the silence, when they realize their mistake, it won't be with laughter, it will be with the crushing weight of regret. Because now it's too late to stop you, too late to ignore you. Too late to do anything but watch as you take back everything they thought they took from you. You are inevitable, and nothing will stand in your way. You start by embracing the darkness, the silence, the weight of everything that brought you down. There is no shortcut, no easy way out, only the raw grind that turns failure into fire. You disappear, not to escape, but to sharpen yourself into something they won't recognize when you return. Every great resurgence begins in the shadows, in the isolation where weakness is burned away and something stronger is forged. You cut off the noise, silence the doubters, let the world forget you exist. While they sleep, you build. While they waste time, you work. Every day, every night, every moment is consumed by one thought: the return. You embrace the pain, the doubt, the exhaustion. Every time your body screams to stop, you push harder. This is not just a comeback, this is a transformation. The training isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, spiritual. You rewire your mind to crave the struggle, to thrive in the pressure, to welcome the suffering because you know it is shaping you into something unstoppable. There is no weakness here, no hesitation, only relentless forward motion. You don't chase motivation, you build discipline. The kind of discipline that doesn't care how you feel, that doesn't waver when things get tough. You become ruthless in your pursuit, methodical in your approach. You study every mistake, analyze every flaw, tear apart everything that held you back. You dismantle the old version of yourself, leaving nothing but the raw, untamed hunger for redemption. This isn't just about proving them wrong, it's about proving yourself right. Every doubt, every insult, every moment of failure becomes fuel. You remember the pain, the humiliation, the moments when they counted you out. You let it burn inside you, a fire that refuses to die. Then comes the moment when you step back into the world. The return is not quiet, not subtle, but a force of nature, a brutal, relentless storm that no one saw coming. They thought you were done, they were wrong. You come back stronger, sharper, more dangerous than ever. The ones who doubted you, they can't believe what they're seeing. The ones who supported you, they stand in awe. Every move you make is calculated, every action precise. There is no hesitation, no wasted energy. This is your moment, your reckoning, your masterpiece. And when it happens, when the world finally sees what you've become, it won't just be a comeback. It will be a statement, a declaration that you were never finished, that you were always meant to rise. The weight of every struggle, every sacrifice, every lonely night of grinding will be felt in the power of your resurgence. They will try to understand how you did it, how you endured, how you refused to break. But they won't, because they weren't there in the darkness. They didn't feel the fire, the hunger, the raw, unrelenting force that carried you through. This is not just about winning. This is about rewriting your story, about taking back everything that was ever taken from you.